almost 1,000 made in 3 hours, fit to 18 years old. Name me another coaching business in the space that has this amount of opportunities with direct placement. No one else, because no one else runs sales teams this big.
20k in a month, hit in 109 days.
Today is the day. Launch day, it is launch day, and we're going to be live at Ellen Road this afternoon. Kick-off at 4 p.m. We are going live with genuinely one of the biggest launches there is going to be in the UK this year, with one of the partners that we brought on board at Sales Leaders. He's got a huge following. He's got 150,000 on Instagram, 20,000 on YouTube, and long story short, he's never sold high ticket. He's never ever sold high ticket. He's only ever had a low ticket offer, which is £400 direct to cart. So no sales team, nothing. People just literally check out, they see an Instagram reel, they follow him on YouTube or whatever it may be, and they literally check out for £500 with zero sales team. And he's been consistently doing £100,000 per month. So we've come in, we've built absolutely everything from the marketing side of things, the funnel, the VSL, scripted all of that. Scripted the story sequences, because basically what we did is we ran it as a wait list. So effectively people were inside a community for the last 14 days now. So for the last 2 weeks, we've had people inside a community just basically being indoctrinated, sent value, sent loads of voice notes from the offer owner himself, and just hyping everything up. Basically, this is like the first time he's ever done high ticket. So he's got a very, very, very loyal audience. And yeah, anything that he launches, like they're literally all over it. So done all the marketing side of things as always, the operations, the metrics, the trackers, everything you can imagine. And then we've hired the entire sales team. So we actually hired 9 sales reps and 9 closers, and we hired 3 SDRs. And we're just realizing now, with the amount of booked calls that we've had, we need to bring on 2 more closers. So luckily enough, and that's the beauty of me running Capital Closer, I can basically just drop a message into the channel and hire 2 guys from Capital Closer. So basically a chance for guys inside Capital Closer to make an extra, £3,000 to £8,000 in commissions in the next 7 days by being on this launch. We've had a lot of issues. As always with any launches, like for example, a big payment provider that we were going to use, we're going to use Stripe obviously and Whop, but basically buy now, pay later wasn't available on Stripe, which we found out late last night. For some reason it just magically went, which is pretty helpful. So yeah, we've had to find an alternative for that, but luckily I think we've just found one. But I'm just back home now, so I'm going to have to hop on a meeting with the entire sales team and just run through the plan. I think we've literally booked 200 calls in the space of 1 hour. 200 calls booked in the space of 1 hour. So we're predicting doing £250,000 over the next 7 days for this partner, and over the next 30 days, £500,000 GBP pounds. So we'll see where we're at. What I'll do is I'll drop a sort of clip from my sales team meeting I had yesterday with the sales team, so you can see a snippet of me and just walk right next to the car. You can see a snippet of me basically speaking with the sales team, the setup and everything that we've put in place, because yeah, there's a lot that goes into these launches. Like, we've been planning this for the last month now, so a lot goes in, but it's going to be a huge launch. And the better part is, we've got literally, we're going to have 13 sales reps now, literally hired directly from Capital Closer, guys that are trained and coached by me. Guys that we brought on from corporate sales roles. They've been coached and trained, and we can literally have the luxury of placing them onto these huge roles, with the chance of making £3,000 to £8,000 in commissions over the next 7 days of selling. But also, more importantly, it's an evergreen offer. So after the launch, we're going to continue running it, which is a great chance for closers on a monthly basis to get to 10, 15, 20,000 a month on a consistent basis. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the best B2C BizOp sales team in the entire UK. Trust me, watch this space. It's going to be the best sales team across the UK in the B2C BizOp space. Obviously, I've got a lot of sales teams in many other different industries. We've taken on a few trading algorithm offers. We've taken on a few property offers, but in the B2C BizOp, this is going to be the best. Watch. But what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take you along with a week in the life over the next 7 days, so you can come along, have a look at the launch in terms of how it's getting on. Also, what you'll be able to see is there is another offer. I'm not running it, but we placed 5 sales reps from Capital Closer onto this offer. It's an Airbnb offer So throughout the next week, I'll be checking in with the guys, seeing how much the guys from Inside Capital Closer are making, checking in with Jerry. Me and obviously Jerry goes to the gym, and Jerry's on the offer that we're launching, the big trading one and the Airbnb one. So I'll be with him later so we can see how his calls are, how many calls he's taken, and you guys can get a live insight as like what it's like to be inside one of these launches, but also like what remote high ticket closing is actually like. For example, as you know, Afterpay is available up to like £800 to £1,200. Okay, and they can split it into 4. Okay, so if we have an 800, I've already sent the links in, so I mean Luke will have them. We just need an 800, a 1K and a 1200 link, and that is literally just for Afterpay, because someone can put down £2,000 and then you can sell them like a 1200 link. They split that in 4. What's that? So they've only put down 2,300, and then you've got 3,200 PIF. Okay, really important. What I'm going to say as well, Louis and Tom, as you know, when you have a conversation with people as well, just have that in your brain as well. It's like, right, if this person has a budget, but they're in a tier 2 calendars closer and they are making $3,000-4,000 and they've got an investment of $4,000, you have to move it. You have to. And this isn't even from a cheeky thing of me trying to say like you've got to do it. Doesn't, like, even selfishly, like, what do you want to do? Would you rather it be a 50-yard free kick or a tap-in for you to make money? Probably a tap-in. So it makes sense. You want to give it to them. You know, you have to give it to them because that will allow you to make more money and the business and the closer. I mean, obviously you've seen this, which I ran through yesterday, which all of you've all seen that with your KPIs. So I'll send that across as well. Right. Okay. So as you can see, it's currently Sunday, the 24th of August, and I'm just going to quickly show the deals that have been closed from the guys inside Capital Closer over the weekend. So from Saturday, yesterday, and today, Sunday, so far. So Joseph made 800 off a 45-minute sales call. That was actually late Friday night, so that wasn't Saturday. It was actually his first 1K day though, as you can see. So yesterday, Josh made 300 off a 45-minute sales call. Kevin made 299 off a 45-minute sales call. Joe made 299 off 45-minute sales call. Joe made 200 off 45-minute sales call. Adam made 760 off a 45-minute sales call. Tom made £299 off a 45-minute sales call. Fraser £100, then £100. That's 200 in 2 hours on a Saturday. Adam made 760 off 45-minute sales call. That's literally 1,600 made on a Saturday for Adam. Adam used to work as a property consultant. Actually, he was a real estate agent for about 6 years, making $3,500 a month. And realised, hang on a second, why is my skill set being put into this opportunity where I'm capped at $5,000 a month? I've got long sales cycles, I've got a high tax rate, and I've got a long career progression. He's now putting his skills in a better opportunity vehicle, and guess what? There's no surprise, that's the outcome. That's what happens when you transition the industry you're selling into a more leveraged industry. 299 again for Tom, 100 for Henry, 125 for Alfie. This is all in Saturday, by the way, yesterday. 100 for Will, 200 for Harry, 580 45-minute sales call for Callum, 200 for Hugo, 299 for Finn. Finn's 18 years old. 50 for Fraser, 100 for Fraser. This is all in Saturday. 299. This is today. 299. So what was that? That's literally, what's that? Almost 1,000 made in 3 hours for Finn. Finn's 18 years old. He came on board with 0 prior sales experience. He just made $1,000 on a Saturday. So I'm showing you this because it's happening on a Saturday. All right, and let me just quickly show. I may have to blur a little bit of this out. But as you can see, I've asked Tom here, for example. Tom's one of the top guys inside Capital Closer. That he's on 12,400 right now. When was that? When did he tell me it was that? That was Friday. So on what? The 20th of August, he was on 12,800. I said, how much have you made in the last 4 days on this Airbnb offer? And he told me that in the last 4 days, he's made £2,000 in the last 4 days selling on this Airbnb offer. So there you would have seen a lot of payments of £2,995 and a lot of guys making £299 in commission. The reason being is those guys that you're seeing, we placed Capital Closer, 5 sales guys from Capital Closer onto a huge Airbnb launch, which for those that don't know, basically, long story short, the founders run an Airbnb mentorship. They're doing a 3-day virtual webinar where they're going to have thousands of people on a call learning about Airbnb, understanding why it's the best way to make money online, showing people on the webinar how to get into Airbnb and all the secrets. And at the end, bearing in mind there's going to be thousands of people attending this webinar across the 3 days. At the end, the founders are going to say, look, if you want to do it on your own, you can do it on your own. But if you want our help, if you want our support, we'll coach you, we'll work with you one-on-one, we'll help you find your first property, we'll help you convince a landlord, we'll help you get to 3,000 to 5,000 a month, we'll give you the contracts, the agreements, we'll give you the blueprint, we'll coach you for 6 months until you get to the point of making 3,000 to 5,000 a month with your Airbnb business. Then book in a call with our team. We have 3 different mentorships in that you can inquire for, and we'll see if you're a good fit. So as you can imagine, if there's thousands of people on that virtual webinar, they've been watching it for 3 days, they're literally indoctrinated thinking, oh my God, I want to book a call. I have to do it. And they, at the end of those 3 days, think like Airbnb is the only way that I can get out my job and make free 5,000 a month online or whatever they want to do. They believe Airbnb is the way because they've been listening to it for 3 days straight. They've got that belief. And there's as you can imagine, there's going to be thousands of people on that webinar. Guess how many are going to want to book a call? Hundreds and hundreds, probably 500 to 700 people are going to want to book a call. And that is where the 5 guys from Capital Closer come in. They're going to take, just like a remote closer does, warm inbound video sales calls over Zoom, over Google Meets, and they're going to close the prospects on the calls. This is probably the warmest any prospect can get because they've come off a 3-day webinar, but that is why you're seeing those payments. Because the launch is from the 22nd of August, a couple of days ago, to the 29th of August. And this is literally a chance for the guys inside Capital Closer that we've placed to make £3,000 to £7,000 across 7 days of selling. Now, most of them, they're already on offers. For example, Tom, he's on an offer making 10, 15,000 a month already. He's doing this on the side. He's adding it in because as a closer, you're self-employed. You're a contractor. You don't need to go, oh, can I work for another company? Or, oh, can I have time off? No, you do what you want. You can set your calendar. You open the calendar, calls get booked, and you close them. You get paid straight commission. Same with a few of the other guys, Jerry, Hugo. You know, the launch that I'm talking about that we're doing for one of our clients, that big launch we're doing today, Hugo's on that one. Jerry's on that one. You know, a few of the guys that are on the Airbnb, they're also on that. That's the great thing. Sometimes you can double up. And that's how you can get to the 12, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40,000 a month from closing in a single month. But as you've seen there, this is great because we've got 2 huge launches. I've recently taken on 4 new partners to sales leaders, meaning literally this month we hired 18 sales reps from Capital Closer, direct placement. You know, instead of like most people getting into the space, they've got a DM outreach or Facebook groups. No, when you come into Capital Closer, you'll get direct placement onto a sales team if you're good enough. Direct placement. I will literally put you on an opportunity where you can make 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,000 a month. I will preface that and say that's not happening to everyone. That's only happening if you're good enough, you've got the right mindset, you've got the right attitude, you join in the coaching calls, you're willing to invest in yourself, you're willing to back yourself and bet on yourself, then of course, absolutely. But if not a hope in hell. There's tons of other ways that we help guys get roles inside Capital Closer. There's like 5 ways. You know, I pay thousands and thousands a month out of my own pocket to some of these ways that we get guys on roles, and we've got huge partnerships. I'm not going to say guarantee roles because you know, anyone with a brain cell understands nothing in life is guaranteed apart from death. I'd say taxes, but going to Dubai next month, so we don't know about that one. But look, it's really, really exciting timing because we've got huge launches going on. Next month, we're going to be hiring probably 10 to 15 more sales reps directly from Capital Closer, 10, 15, 20,000 a month OT opportunities. And the great thing is in just 2 weeks now, we are going to Marbella. The great thing about Marbella now is initially I was taking the top 6 performers away, which I am. I'm taking them away. That's one thing that I do. You know, a lot of people can say, oh, you shouldn't do that. No, I'm happy to reach in my back pocket and pay for this villa, pay for all of this stuff for the top performers out there, because this is the environment that I wanted to create inside Capital Closer. It's very different to anyone else. Like no one else is doing that. If they do, they go to their little average trips and all these average, terrible little hotspots. No, we are going to Marbella. We're going to go out there. All the boys there are going to make an obscene amount of money, working 100% online and making great commission from doing so and using the skill they already had. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We do it all. Be the best at what you do, be obsessed, make an obscene amount of money, help people, have impact, and have fucking fun, as always. And be cool. I mean, that should just go without saying. For anyone inside Capital Closer anyway. Can't talk about the other communities. But anyway, more importantly, this is perfect tee up for Marbella, because as I was saying, getting back to my point, not only are the 6 top performers coming out, we have, on their own accord, this just shows the community we've created inside Capital Closer. From their own accord, we have a total of 27 guys from Capital Closer flying out to Marbella to join us there for the 4 days, from the 4th of September to the 8th of September. The itinerary is a joke. What we've got going out there is going to be crazy. And also another thing to add, literally a couple of days ago, before Friday, on Friday should I say, I have ordered, I'm not going to say what, I have ordered certain specific things, and we're going to have certain things now. Once you hit 15,000 in a single month inside Capital Closer and 30,000, we have specific things that are given to those people. All I'm going to say as a clue is, it's like in golf, when you do really well in the PGA or whatever it is, you get the gold jacket and everyone's like, oh, he's got the gold jacket. That's what we're going to create. And it's going to be 2 different ones for 15k a month earners and 30k a month earners inside Capital Closer. And we're probably going to have a 40, 50k a month one very soon, once that gets hit by a few guys inside. But yeah, we've literally got just under 30 guys flying out to Marbella for Capital Closer, which is crazy. But at the same time, like, yeah, as I was saying, it's just crazy. But look, at the same time, when I first started Capital Closer, I knew absolutely all of this was going to happen to a T. Absolutely all of it. I knew every single part of it was going to happen. I'm never surprised at certain things that happen because I knew it was going to happen. And with the work ethic and the work behind the closed doors and the hours and the commitment that's put in, there's no surprise. Of course it's going to happen. Of course it is. It's just maths. Input, equals output effectively, right? But anyway, I'm so excited to have 30 guys, all from Capital Closer, out in Marbella, all taking sales calls, making an obscene amount of money, having a lot of fun. And I mean, you'll see in the YouTube video, it's going to be a crazy one because this itinerary, but look, I've got to get on with this stuff because we got the launch happening. The first calls are starting. We literally have 50 calls today, 50 calls across the guys inside. I mean, let me just show you I'll show you the Slack channel. I've got to be careful with what I can show. Let me flip it around quick. Take a look at this. This is literally all the calls that are getting booked in. Look at that. Calls. This is literally in the last half an hour. All of these calls, all being taken with guys inside Capital Closer. Hugo Sadler, Capital Closer. Lewis King, Capital Closer. Lewis Miller, Capital Closer. Adam Riley, Capital Closer. Jay Potter, Capital Closer. All from Capital Closer. Name me another coaching business. Name me another coaching business in the space that has this amount of opportunities with direct placement. No one else, because no one else runs sales teams this big, And that's really the true form of how good you are at sales. Right, okay, so as you can see, the bonuses for the sales team over the 7 days of selling throughout the launch. Obviously, the top performers, we're going to keep them on the offer after the launch because we're going to be running this evergreen. So what that means is we're going to do a huge launch. Like I've already mentioned, £250,000 in the first 7 days is the target, and £500,000 over the 30-day period. And then we're going to run it evergreen. Okay, so that means on a month-to-month basis, and the top performers are going to stay on. So as you can see, top closer, 1,500 bonus. Any closer who clears over 55k, 1k bonus. Most profitable closer, £500, basically based off your return per attended call. Top tier 2 closer must clear over 27.5k, but their bonus is 500. So as you can see, the bonuses are under stipulation that you must meet a certain criteria and then you can unlock it. What a lot of people do is they just give bonuses out for fun. That's not how you do things, okay? You have to earn it, okay? We're not just going to give it to the top closer. You have to clear £40,000 in cash collected in 7 days to even qualify to be the top closer to get the bonus. And then anyone who clears 55,000, which again aligns with our KPIs over a 7-day period of selling, they get that bonus. And again, we're rewarding profitability. A lot of people in sales is they reward people for the most cash collected, which, yeah, of course, on the outside it looks great. However, are they the most profitable? Are they collecting 100,000 in a single month, but they've got a 20% close rate and they're literally returning £200 per call back instead of 1,000 or 1,500, right? But anyway, as you can see, call started at 4 p.m. Call started at 4 p.m. So Jay Potter from Capital Closer, Lewis Miller from Capital Closer, Harry Ward from Capital Closer, Jack Scott from Capital Closer, all started calls at 4 p.m. It is currently 4:25 p.m. And if I go into the closed deals channel, bang, Jack Scott, 4:21. It took him 21 minutes to get the first closed deal. 21 minutes. He was on a call with someone. and he's closed them for £2,800. He's made £280 in literally 21 minutes. Okay, as you can see, that's the first deal closed in the space of 21 minutes. Okay, and we've got literally 30 calls to go today. Right, okay, we are currently here at the gym. Just going quickly to the gym with, why is this music playing? Just going quickly to the gym with Jerry. Jerry's on 2 of those offers that I've spoken about in this video. So the Airbnb offer and the huge trading offer client launch that we're doing. He's also on that, so it'd be good to get an update. I think he's starting taking calls on Tuesday for the trading one, and he's already been taking calls for the Airbnb one. So we'll see how he's getting on. But anyway, update. So far on the trading offer, the client launch, we've done £35,000 in the space of 3 hours. And we've only taken like 7 sales calls. We've pretty much closed every single sales call that we've taken. And as well, bearing in mind, don't forget, the partner that we've partnered with, he only ever did low ticket, never had a sales team. You know, it was checkout, direct to cart, £500, and has been consistently doing £100,000 GBP per month. But like anyone doing big numbers with low ticket, as I say to anyone, if you're doing that low ticket, there's no reason why at the minimum you do £400,000 cash collected per month with high ticket. High ticket is the way you want to go. If you want to make a lot of money and provide the most value, you have to do high ticket. It's the best way to do so. But anyway, he's quickly getting to the gym because I think Jizza is up there waiting.
Name written all over it, you big dog.
Right. Jezza, talk to them about, where is he? Jezza, talk to them about the clothes that just came in, boy.
So, today's actually been pretty good. So I've been doing this Airbnb offer.
I actually said, yeah, I said.
Yeah, so it's like a challenge funnel, which basically just means that the leads are like warmer than ever.
Yeah.
Been on it for about 3 days. Currently sitting at 6 closes.
6 closes?
Yeah, over that 3 days.
You shanking, boy?
Shanking all round. And yeah,
It's a massacre.
one close just came in while I was at the gym. So cool that I had earlier. She needs to go speak to her bank and come to me. She's actually paying for it.
Wait, you've closed how many out of, how many?
So I closed 6.
6 out of how many?
It's like, I'm gonna sit at like 40% close rate.
40% close rate. Yeah. Wait, so when did you start the Airbnb offer? Because you just got back from holiday.
Yeah, I got back from holiday on Thursday. Took one call Thursday night that was booked in. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday. So you've been working basically 3 days, and then how much is that in commission?
That's just yeah, I'm sitting at about 2,000.
2,000 in 3 days.
Yeah, 2,000.
Gee, boy.
And even better, let's have a look at this. Right, check out this. If I do go on here. Now that's the call bookings. Go on here. Boom, close deals. Close deals. Close deals. I mean, it's just going on. This client launch. I don't know what we're on now, like 40,000, 45, something like that. And then as well, obviously, that all links back to Capital Closer because every person that we've hired is from Capital Closer. Peter made 300 on a Sunday evening from 45-minute sales calls. Jack 97 made, Jay 300 made off a 45-minute sales call on a Sunday evening. You don't get that in your corporate sales job. 200 for...
Oh, right, just finished up a 5k. First 5k in a while, to be fair. I was doing quite a few runs, probably about 2, 3, maybe 4 per week before Marbella and Ibiza, but since getting back, I just literally haven't had time. I mean, we've onboarded, 4 or 5 new partners to sales leaders. We've got a huge client launch going on right now where we've onboarded 16 sales reps, all from Capital Closer, and we've had a lot going on with Capital Closer. I mean, Capital Closer's going crazy right now. I mean, literally today, what is it? It's don't know if you can see that. It's Monday the 25th of August, and we've literally had 2 guys, like 2 new guys, hit 5k for the first time literally today, and they only came on board 2 months ago. And bearing in mind, that's 5k on the side of their 9 to 5 sales, on the side of their 9 to 5 sales job that they've been able to hit. And we've also had Hugo hit 15k today as well. Just hit 15k in comms, and it's as I mentioned, the 25th of August. So there's still 6 full days left of selling.
So I think realistically, Hugo at the baseline is going to finish on 20k comms hit, but realistically should be pushing for that 25,000 in commissions for the month. Bearing in mind, Hugo came on board the 20th of May, so that's what, June, July, oh, that's 90 days ago. 90 days ago, and literally at the end of this month, if we're being conservative, we'll definitely hit the 20k, but possibly even pushing for 25,000 in a single month in commissions. And bearing in mind, he came from a recruitment background, so he was making like 3.5, 5 grand a month in recruitment. But again, just like anyone who's got a brain cell in sales, well, hang on a second, I've got cap commissions, I've got a long sales cycle, I've got a high tax rate, I've got a long career progression, and I'm capped at 5,000 a month, and I have no freedom. So why don't I use my skill set of sales and put it in a better opportunity vehicle? Yes, him making 25,000 in a single month at the end of this month is like, yeah, that's really, really good. But is it surprising? Well, no, not really. It's just like if someone is in a Ford Fiesta trying to put their foot flat down on the accelerator and they're only going at 100 miles per hour and they get in a Ferrari and do the same, well, it's not surprising if they start going at 200 miles per hour. Like it's just common maths. It's just common sense. But yeah, just been so busy with Capital Closer and getting everything ready for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, in 2 weeks from today, we're going to Marbella, the 4th of September to the 8th of September, which is going to be crazy. I mean, I'm just sorting the itinerary out. The itinerary is, as you can imagine, the itinerary is crazy. We getting lit. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Like, big thing for me, like I always say at Capital Closer, is become the best at what you do, be obsessed, make an obscene amount of money, have an impact, help people, and have a lot of fun. And believe you me, we'll be doing all of those things in Marbella.
And then exact same funnels, we'll just send them to you. Here's the funnel, can you review it? Let us know any changes. So like all you essentially have to do, film the sales assets, film the apps, film the content, and fulfill for your actual clients coming into the business. Yeah. Everything from like marketing, funnels, operations, tracking, sales team, fully handled. So you can just focus on content and actually doing the more needle parts of the business.
Yeah. Okay, and then Connor, with the sales guys,
Yep.
Are they commission only or are they paid per? I don't know, how's that work?
Yeah, so flat commission only. So yeah, realistically, like for any sales team, they're always going to be paid based off commission, unless your offer isn't where it needs to be and it's like you're doing 20, 30k a month. But from our side of things, that won't be for long whatsoever. Then you sometimes give a setter, not a closer, a base. But yeah, usually closer will do anywhere from 10 to 15% commission on only closed deals. And then a setter will be anywhere from like 5 to 7% on only sets that close.
Yeah, okay. And then say if we were to agree to do this, from sort of things being instructed to like go ahead and pay whatever, to actually having a final offer where we can run the new ads to the new funnel, etc. How long do you think that would take?
I mean, go on, Luke. Right, just wrapped up a call with a new partner that we're going to be bringing on board to sales leaders. He's actually in a niche that I've wanted to work with for quite a while. We're already working with a partner that's somewhat in this niche, but the sort of sub-niche that he's in is a very exciting one. All I'll say is the broad niche is in property. I'm not going to say the sub-niche, as it may give it away, and there's not too many people in it, but yeah, I've got full belief that once we dial in the VSL, the funnels, the marketing, the ads, the copy, the sales team, the closers, the SDRs, like everything's like in place, and we understand the unique mechanism in terms of how we're going to go out to the market and like really cut through the noise versus the competitors. I mean, he's at around 30, 40,000 pounds cash collected per month mark at the moment with like terrible content, hardly any real funnel in place, no sales team. Like he's taking the sales calls, like no fulfillment structure, spending like £1,000 on ads per month. Like it's all over the place a little bit, which is pretty common with most like info business owners that I speak with. It's like, especially in the property, trading, e-commerce, Amazon FBA. I feel like if they're in the e-commerce or Amazon FBA space, they're a bit more clued up with marketing side of things and like they understand like funnels and that sort of stuff a little bit more. But like if they're in the property space or trading, and to be fair, why should they? Like they've become an expert at trading or property. Like why would they know about marketing funnels? And to be fair, in my opinion, they're the best partners because at the end of the day, they normally, especially within property, and we vet our partners very heavily. Like, I would never work with someone unless they've actually done what they're coaching and teaching at a very high level. For two reasons. One, like, just like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I just wouldn't do it. Like, if you're going to get to the point of scaling an offer to 100,000, 250, $500,000 a month, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're going to get found out and it's stupid. And as well, selfishly, like, there's no longevity. There's no longevity. If someone hasn't been there and done it, there's no longevity, and it's easier to sell. If someone's actually got proof of them scaling to 50 properties, 100 properties, doing X amount in the specific strategy, like millions in the specific strategy they're talking about, there's huge leverage there that you can play on. In the pre-call assets, in the pitch deck, in everything, the copy, the VSL, and it makes it a lot easier to sell it. Like, for example, for me, for Capital Closer, the reason why we get the results we do and we are where we are is one of the reasons is because of me. Like, I've actually been there and done it. I've been a remote high ticket closer at a very high level with receipts and proof, making 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,000 a month in commissions, being the top performing sales rep for some of these coaching businesses. Whereas a lot of guys that talk about high ticket closing mentorship, you were never a closer. I never saw you closing. I haven't seen your bank statements, your transactions, commission slips. I've never seen any of that. I can't see it, even though you're selling high ticket closing mentorship. And again, it always goes back to what I say. You know, if you wanted to learn how to swim, would you listen to someone who's never swam before? Or would you listen to Michael Phelps? And I'm not saying I'm Michael Phelps, but maybe I am. But yeah, no, like, that's one of the biggest criteria. Very excited to have this partner on board and really, really believe over the next 90 days, for a fact, once we've dialed it all in, we're going to take him from £30,000 to £150,000 over the next 90 days, and over the next 6 months, minimum £250,000 in cash collected at the absolute minimum, which is what, like $400K US dollars. So really exciting stuff. Update in terms of the launch. So far, we're at, in terms of pounds, we're at like £48,000. £48,000 so far for this client launch, which isn't ideal. I'm just looking at the Slack now. Oh, we got a new closed deal, I think. Have we got a closed deal? Yeah, new 997. That was like what, £49,000. Not ideal. Want to be at like £75,000 in cash collected by the end of today. Need a big push on the sales team. We've got about, as I said, 14 sales reps selling on this at the moment. But yeah, need to crack on with some other bits now, essentially for Capital Closer. Got to get a few things sorted and a few things for Marbella as well, which is obviously just under 2 weeks now. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit and then I'm going to shoot to the gym. Right, okay, just got to the gym. Let's check Deals Closed channel, see if... Oh, hang on. Closed deals, 500. It's kind of easy. 500 deposit taken. I think we're on, I don't know what we're on like £40,000 cash collected, £45,000 cash collected. Not ideal. Wanted to be at 75,000 by the end of today. Need to review quite a few of the guys' calls later. But anyway, quickly going to go to the gym. Right, okay, what's happening, party people? It is currently 11 AM. I'm just about to hop on a meeting with one of the sales teams that I run. It's actually a property offer itself. We're moving a few things around within the company. We're actually changing the name of the offer itself. So a lot of things are going on. This actual specific partner, we took them from, we started working together, I think it was February. We started working together February. They had like a low ticket doing 10,000 a month. And within the space of 90 days partnering together, we got them to 100,000 a month and launched 2 new high ticket offers. So been working together for about 6-7 months now. And yeah, we're just sort of moving a few things around. We've actually got a webinar going on in the next 3 weeks, so we're going to run through that on this call. But yeah, in terms of the other client launch, we're at £58,000, which is pretty shocking. Realistically, by the end of today, we need to be pushing £100,000 in cash collected. Obviously, we launched on Sunday, so it's only been 2 days, 1.5 days so far, should I say, and we're at £58,000 in cash collected. But again, not good enough. We've got 102 calls booked in the diary today across all the sales team's calendar. So excited to see how we get on. And I've got to go to the bank in person in the next hour or two after the gym, because I'm not going to get into it. But again, this is the highs and lows, and again, the fucking shit of being in the UK. Long story short, one of the bank accounts that I have, they've effectively decided to close down the account. Not only the personal, which I had a good amount of money in, but also the business, which is not ideal. So I'm having to sort of open another one and get it transferred out. But long story short, I've got funds held for about 60 days and, you know, quite a substantial amount as well. And at the time, like, I was very stressed, and I remember seeing the notification. I was quite pissed off with it. But again, this is just a bit of advice as well, and it's how I sort of view decisions now. And I think as well, being in high ticket sales and high ticket closing, when you're like challenging people and helping people, and it's very much like a mindset and belief game, like, you become very good in your own life at like dealing with decisions. Like, I remember it happening, and I was like, well, obviously it's really, really bad, but there's two options. I can let it fuck me twice. And, you know, it's already fucked me once in terms of, like, I've got a lot of money held up for 60 days I can't touch. And I'm meant to be moving to Dubai as well in the next 2-3 weeks. And I can moan about it and cry and be, oh, the world's over, and let it disrupt my day-to-day work. That's ultimately my day-to-day work, which is a big focus in terms of me getting to my end goal and my end vision. Or I can go, do you know what? Like, what is the single thing that I can do that's going to get me closer, and the actions that I can take to where I want to be, the end goal, the end vision? Well, it's just fucking cracking on with it and pretending that it's never happened. And that's the biggest thing. Like, are you going to be worrying about it in 6-12 months? If no, then fucking forget about it. Like, that's a big thing as well for me. It's like, if anything bad happens, will I remember this in 1-2 years' time? If no, do not let it ruin your day. Like, I know a small thing, for example, like, a small thing, like, let's say, I know this is a bit of a weird one, but let's say, like, you spill something on your top and you're on a night out. Let's say you're wearing a really nice top and you spill it. Obviously, it's really annoying because you look like an idiot. But, like, are you going to remember it in a year? No. So don't let it ruin your night, you know? And that's just a big thing that I've been thinking about recently. Obviously, it's a bit shit, but, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to cry about it and let it fuck you again? Or are you going to get on with it and go, let's make some fucking more money? And sometimes it's a blessing. Look at it as a blessing. It's good. Now I've got to open a new bank account. And it's always good. I've got multiple bank accounts, but I like it. It's almost like a game, right? New bank account, you start at zero and you've got to build it up again. And it lights that fire up your ass as well. That was one thing that I used to always do, and I still do to this day. And it's almost like I play these games with myself. It's like, you're at zero now. You're at zero. It's in panic mode, buddy. Let's fucking tap. Anyway, I'm late to this meeting. I've got to hop on.
Oh, look at that, 10:28 a.m, £4,800 piff for the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Seven Figure Miller. Ooh, lovely stuff. And then another £1,200 close. And we got 2K loading from the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Collison. Joe's actually still working as an account manager in his 9-to-5 sales role, but I actually put him on this offer. As you can see, all the 16 reps that we've got in here, all from Capital Closer, Mr. Finn Stats, Jerry Gerling, Harry Ward, Hugo, Ryan, Jack, Jay Potter, Joe, Josh, Lewis, Liam, Tom, Luke, all the guys from Capital Closer. So yeah, it's 10:28, £4,800 piff just landed, and I think we've got another 2K loading, so that's going to be a £3,200 piff as well. Boom. Checking in, it's currently 7:11 p.m. at the moment. If this focuses, as you can see. Let's have an update as to where we're at with this partner that we launched 48 hours ago. I had quite a lot of deals come in today. As you can see, I'm not going to go through all of them, but had a 2K deal there from Lewis Miller, 2.8K deal coming from Hugo, 1K deal, no, that was a 3.5, that was the remainder. 2K deal from Hugo, 2.2 from Hugo, 997, 2.8, 997. We are on 48 hours since launch. We're at 84,748 in cash collected for this partner, which is great. Needs to be at 100,000 by the end of today. I think we've got 22 calls to go. So yeah, need to be at 100,000 by the end of the day. Obviously it's 7 now. We've got a few calls going on. 8 a few more, 9 a few more, 10 a few more, and a few of the guys are taking them at 11 as well. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much going to be the remainder of the day, as it is like every single day. Like, part of me, like, I always said, like, before I left to go to Dubai, which obviously I'm leaving in 2-3 weeks to go there full time now. Like, I always said, like, I said to myself, there needed to be a chapter where, like, I'm still going to be like that out in Dubai, but there needed to be a chapter where, like, it was just so, like, boom, 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 like, didn't miss a beat. Like, I never am going to miss a beat, and it's going to be, like, even more so in Dubai, but it's a different type of work. Like, you know, when I was closing, when I was first starting Capital Closer, when I was first starting Sales Leaders, it was just, like, I was in this room, yeah? I was in this office here for, like, 14 hours a day minimum. I remember, like, I used to close. Towards the end of me closing, I was closing here.
I was closing on a USA-based online, USA-based offer. I'd be up till 2, 3, 4 a.m. I remember vividly, one call I had, I was up till 6 a.m. 6 a.m. It was getting light outside. Ended up closing him for 5,800 piff. So I made $580 off that call, but it's needed and it's necessary. Like there's an element of you just need to be a fucking dog. There has to be an era where you just are a fucking dog. And this is it. But like even today, I was thinking like, I don't know, like I've really been saying like to a lot of people over the last like couple of months, like I just feel this weird weight and being in the UK, and it's just like I'm still getting everything done and it's fine. And look, I wake up every day and I spring out of bed. I'm so excited. I love what I do, and I think that's again why Capital Closer will be the best in the market by far, and so will Sales Leaders, because it's very difficult when you come up against someone who's obsessed with what they do. They eat, breathe, and sleep it. All their conversations in their entire life is about that, and literally nothing else. They're obsessed, and all they listen to 24/7, podcasts, YouTube, in my AirPods 24 is this online education. Sales teams, closing, you name it, it's this, and it will be for 3-5 years or however long I'm in this vehicle. And I think what I was getting at is being in the UK, I just feel that weight of like, you just feel like you're getting fucked. That's the simplest way to put it. You're getting fucked from every angle, the weather's shit, and you just aren't stacking the odds in your favour. And I think like, as when you're running your own business and when you're a high performer within sales, you have to stack the odds in your favour. Mindset and environment is such a big thing, and being somewhere where you're surrounded by grey and it's not, and even the attitude of people, it's just like, it isn't going to benefit you. And I do not care what people say. Anyone that says it, most of the time they're in their 35, 40, 50 years old saying, oh, you can't leave the UK, you're giving up. No, you would do it. You've got a short period of time to be able to do so. Go to Dubai, do it for 3, 5, 10 years. Go to Cyprus, go to the Cayman Islands, go to Bahamas, go to wherever. Do it for 3, 5, 10 years. And you will literally, depending on what you're earning, you'll save 250,000 a year, $500,000 a year, $1 million, 2, 3 million a year in take home, in your back pocket for you and your future family. Because if you're staying here, you're giving it to the government, and what are they doing? Fuck all. You have to be selfish to be selfless. I promise you, especially in your 20s. Where are you getting that investment? Where are you saving 250 or making 250,000 from doing nothing? Like, you do the same work, the same time, the same input, but on one place you keep 250,000, the other you lose 250,000 a year or $1 million a year. Either way, it's like, it just makes sense, right? And another thing to note is how amazing the online education space is, or the info space. Like, for anyone in their 20s, their late teens, early 30s, I don't think you understand how amazing this space is. I was having a conversation the other day with Jerry. Jerry's currently closing. Jerry has a very similar background to me. He was in corporate sales, making $4,000 a month in his corporate sales role, tired of the high tax rate, long sales cycle, long career progression, cap commissions, the whole 9 yards, same as me. And it's such a great space to be in, right? Like, master closing, get into closing, and get to the point of being really good at closing. Like, we literally have guys on this offer. I've placed, I'll show you proof. Look, that's 19 people inside of here. That's 19 people. We've just got a closed deal. Yeah. That's 19 people inside of here I've placed from Capital Closer onto this opportunity, where they're taking warm inbound video sales calls that are booked into their calendar, and all they have to do is close them on a 45-minute to 1 hour long sales call. And they're making anywhere between £200, £400 to £1,000 per one call they're closing. They're 100% online, they have uncapped commissions, and they can work from where they want. And most of the guys on this sales team are actually coming out to Marbella in just under 2 weeks now. And that is what you want to be able to do. Be able to be in your 20s, have a high income skill, make your 8, 10, 12, 15, 20, 25, 30,000 a month from a very simple way of doing it. Not starting a business, an e-com store, your own business. Don't do that. Learn a skill. Make the 20, 30,000 a month. Do that for 1, 2, 3 years. Put 6 figures, multi-6 figures in your bank account, and then move on to your bigger plays. But honestly, we were just saying how the info space is the best space. Because in the beginning, like in life, you need cash flow. You need cash flow and you need cash reserves. There is no other better industry that can make you this amount of cash
and cash flow in a short period of time than this industry. Are you going to be able to sell it and exit it for 25, 50, 100 million? No, but that's not what it's for. You're in your late teens, you're in your 20s, you're in your early 30s, make your 10, 20, 30,000 a month, stack as much as possible, live life while you're doing it, and then get into your other plays. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, just a quick one on that. I mean, I want to get your opinion on it. I know you wouldn't get yourself in this spot anyway, but just in terms of that, when someone's like incongruent with what they say, like they're saying he's comfortable and then he's not comfortable, like, are you challenging that right then and there? Because that's like, if someone says I'm earning okay money and then they want to make more money, I'm just basically again like, what do you mean by that? Because they're being like wrong with what they're saying, but I just wondered how you go about it.
Yeah, I think it's got to be an instant reaction. With stuff like that, it's got to be an instant reaction, because the longer, the way that I view it, it's like a poison. It's like poison, or like a flu, or like a virus. The longer I let that spread, the worse it gets. So as soon as I hear that, I'm like, that needs to get. Well, hang on a second. What? You said you were comfortable. What? Comfortable. Like, talk to me. So how much you make it? And what I normally do on that one, to be fair, Jack, is very quickly, you know, when I ask the question of, I'll go, how much are you making after tax? Okay, income, expenses, and you get into, but again, Jack, you know, I can only data gather when I understand his why and why he's on the call. And it's all around that. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, makes sense. And just quickly, over the next sort of 60 seconds, how much do you want to make after tax per month? Fantastic. Let me run through the itinerary. Cool. Where is he? Joe, you coming? Collison. What's the story? What's happening?
I think I'm fucking good at it, you know. I've had a couple of decent days, so...
Mate, you have?
Yeah.
How many calls you got in tomorrow?
Between Airbnb, fitness and trading, I think I've got like 13 calls in.
Oh, mate, there's some serious cash there.
Yeah, I think I might as well, Anna. I'm going to sort my flights out. I'll probably go straight from work on Friday.
Yeah.
Fly back Sunday night.
Big dog. All right, sweet, bro. Fantastic. Good to hear. Bookings and timings and whatnot, and how to sort of set everything up. Obviously, there's a lot of us. I'm obviously with the sort of, there's 5 or 6 of us, top performers, so I'm doing most of the things. But what I want to do is I want everyone to sort of be involved. So I'll let
a typical engagement had gone up to 400 grand, mainly because he went from, you know, the same skill set, but he applied it to a much, you know, more valuable environment.
Podcasting is somewhat similar, you know, because if I podcast in the UK, the amount of money I get per view from YouTube is half, versus if I do the same activity, the same amount of effort, same amount of hours in the United States, the platforms pay me double for the same amount of views. And I think many of us are like trying to get a pay rise from a boss or whatever, but actually thinking about, are you trading your skills on the highest return market is a great way. I used to hire writers at my old company, and those writers would be paid, you know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, whatever it was in the UK. When I was working in biotech and we were looking for someone that can write about biotech, it was $250,000 the salary. It was 5 times more for the same fundamental skill of writing.
I think that a lot of...
And that is exactly what I'm referring to when I speak about opportunity vehicles, because the easiest and most simple way for you to make more money is not by starting a business. It's simply by using the skill set you already have and putting it in a more leveraged industry, where instead of putting 1 in and only getting 3 out, you're putting 1 in and getting 6 out. For example, when I was working in my corporate sales role, I was busting my ass doing 200 hours per month, doing cold calling, prospecting, outbound dialing. The skill set I was putting into that corporate sales job was sales. Speaking, influence, persuasion, communication, whatever you want to call it. However, I was only making 5,000 per month. Even though I was doing 200 hours, cold calling, prospecting, the skill set of sales being put in that industry, I was only making 5,000 a month, no matter how hard I worked. I then took that skill set of sales, I put it into the online education industry, where I was selling high-ticket coaching programs, had uncapped commissions, making 10 to 15% per deal that I closed, and I then started making 20 to 30,000 per month. And the interesting part was, I was working probably 150 hours. Now, it's the exact same skill set. I didn't all of a sudden become amazing at sales. I just took my skill set from being in corporate sales and put it into a better industry and started making 5 times more per month. And it's the same for Lewis Miller. He was working in recruitment, making 5,000 a month. He made the transition. Now he's making 26,000 a month. It's the same for Hugo. He was making 6,000 a month in his recruitment job, and this month he's going to clear 20,000 a month. It's the same for Jerry Curling. He was making 5,000 a month as an account executive. Now he's making 20,000 a month in high ticket closing. And I can go on and on and on. Because at the end of the day, it's the same for Kevin. Kevin used to work in car sales, making 4,000 a month. He then transitioned, and now he's making 12,000 per month. And it's the same for Tom Fenney, who was in business development, making 5,000 a month, and now he's making 18,000 a month in high ticket closing. The exact same skill. They didn't all of a sudden become better. They didn't start a business, but they put their skill set of sales in a way more leveraged industry, where instead of making 5,000 a month, they're making 20,000 a month. So if you're working in a 9-to-5 sales role, tech sales, software sales, insurance, brokering, business development, door-to-door car sales, I know you are making 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 a month take home after tax. I know that for a fact. I know you've got cap commissions, high tax rate, long sales cycle, long career progression. The reason that I know that and it's speaking to you, I used to be there. So I know that's you. Now, if you want more in life and you want to get to the next level, you are capped. There's nothing you can do. I don't care how hard you work. You're not going to get there in your corporate sales role. And you know that for a fact as well. But do not start a business. Use the skill set you already have. There's an extremely lucrative sales role out there right now in an industry no one is speaking about. Pivot into it, transition, get into the point of doing it on the side and make 3,000 to 6,000 a month. Work in the evenings, like many guys inside Capital Closer, 3,000 to 6,000 a month on the side, then fully transition out, and then you get to your 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month. You're selling 100% online to warm inbound video sales calls, and you can work from wherever you want. But the important thing is, it's the exact same skill set. You've just taken it from one industry and put it in another, and 10x'd your returns, both from the freedom side of things and the commissions. Right, okay, checking in. It's currently 10:12 p.m. at the moment. Just wrapped up Capital Closer coaching call, really good. Did a call review of one of Joe's calls. Joe's actually selling on the Airbnb offer that we placed him on at the moment, and also on the trading offer, which is the client part of Sales Leaders that we've just launched. I think he made £1,000 in commission today. I'll attach it on the screen here somewhere. He made £1,000 in commission today. He's still working as an account manager. Makes about $4,000 a month, and yeah, works from home 2 days of the week. So he's like taking calls in the evening, throughout the day on the days he's working from home, and yeah, he's on track to do £5,000. So what's that? 7k US this month in commissions on top of his account manager role, and he joined about 75 days ago now, 90 days ago now. Yeah, look, it just goes to show, like, you don't need to go all in, you don't need to burn the boats, like, do it in a structured way. Like, all the guys inside Capital Closer, that's exactly how we do it. Account execs, head of sales, sales directors, senior recruitment consultants, whatever you may be, business development exec, whatever you may be, do it on the side. Make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 a month, even 8. We've had guys make 10,000 a month on the side. Do that for 2-3 months on the bounce, and then bang, transition out. And then you can get to your 15, your 20, your 25, your 30, your 40, your 50,000 a month. But exciting stuff. Just had a voice note there from my old sales manager. He said he was very impressed by the guys that we placed on the Airbnb offer that were doing this selling for 7 days. I think the guys have made anywhere between like £3,000 to £6,000 in a 7-day period from selling on that Airbnb offer, which is good, on top of the other offers that they're closing for as well. And yeah, he said he's really impressed by the guys, and he actually runs another offer, which is his main offer. He's basically a growth partner. He somewhat does, well, not basically the same as me. He's a bit more of a growth partner in that sense. I mean, it is somewhat the same. But yeah, effectively, he has a company that he's actually the co-founder of this other company. It's a big property offer in the space. They're doing around like 250, 300,000 a month right now. And he is doing a big bootcamp webinar next month where he needs 2 closers, and he wants to hire them from Capital Closer directly. And basically, again, just like the Airbnb one, it's a chance for whoever's bought on to make anywhere between, because the ticket price for this is £8,000. Whoever is bought on and we place has the chance of making anywhere between £8,000 to £15,000 across a 10-day period.
The reason why I know that's verified is because the last time they did a boot camp, there was someone who made £14,000 in the space of 10 days. And he was actually someone that I used to close with. And let's just say he's very average. I think he used to finish 6th. I used to finish top, obviously, on when we used to close together, and he made 14 grand in 10 days. So yeah, no reason why. And again, that's the biggest thing for me now with Capital Closer, is building sales leaders, my separate business, to the highest possible level. You know, we've got a good number of partners now, a good number, 75% of them, that I know over the next 3-6 months will be at $1 million a month, some 2 million a month, 1 or 2, 3 million a month. And with that being said, we're going to need a huge amount of sales reps. And the best part for me now is, as I grow sales leaders to higher heights, I'm going to need more sales reps. And every single time I'm going to hire them from Capital Closer. And I'm going to monopolize the market. Every offer that I believe we can get to 250, $500,000, $1 million, 2, 3 million a month, sales leaders will take on that partner, because we can, with the systems, we have the team, we have the processes, we have the partners in place to get clients to that point. And it gives me the luxury for Capital Closer that once guys go through coaching and training, they can now just directly get placed onto my internal sales teams and get to the point of making 8, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 a month. And the reason why I went up to 40, 50, 60, 70 there in commissions is there's 3 opportunities that we're working with right now at Sales Leaders. And we're going to be working with these partners for quite a while. We align on a lot of things. And these guys are very bullish on getting to 1, 2, 3 million a month. And the marketing partners that we have in place, the team we have in place, they've got businesses to 2, 3, 4, 5 million a month before. So that means anyone who's bought on as a closer, you know, if they're cash collecting 300, 400, 500, 600,000 cash collected, they're making 10%. That's 50, 60,000 in commission. And Lewis Miller is one of the closers that we've placed onto that specific opportunity. And I'm excited for Q4 for Lewis to start clearing 30, 40, 50, 60k in commissions. And I'll let the results do the talking, but anyway, I'm not going to go on anymore. I need to eat now because I haven't eaten in like 6-12 hours, but yeah. Right, okay, what's happening, party people? It's currently Friday, the 29th. Friday the 29th. We are sitting on £160,000 in cash collected for that client that we launched 5 days ago now. £160,000 in cash collected. I think by the end of August we'll finish on £220,000 cash collected in the space of 7 full days of selling. £225,000 in cash collected. He had no high ticket offer before, only was selling low ticket. Launched the entire high ticket, 3 different offers within the product suite, low, mid, high ticket. We actually introduced a more higher tier throughout the launch process because we were getting a lot of financially qualified people, and it made sense. You know, we were losing out on a bit of cash there from an average order value standpoint, you know, not having a higher tier package, which again is something you got to think about, right? Like, you know, sometimes you think you have a package that suits all, but you obviously got to be careful. Don't be stupid and like create offers for the sake of it. But if you do have a very big audience with someone who, you know, it is a very big audience, there's going to be a lot of different people. There's going to be people that don't have a lot of money and people that have a lot of money. And yeah, we've had a few sales on that with a £9,000 offer we created. So that was really, really good. But today, just had a call this morning, had a call with one of the guys on the sales team, and then had a call with a partner at Sales Leaders. And just now about to go up to London, taking my dad out for lunch in Scott's in Mayfair. It's his 60th birthday, which is, it's crazy. It's weird when like, you know, like your dad and mum and stuff like that are getting older, but exciting, you know, and grateful at the same time to, you know, not that he needs it whatsoever, but, you know, taking him up to London would be nice. Nice restaurant, and we're getting a driver that's picking us up in 5 minutes, something like that. So we're getting a driver to take us up so he doesn't have to drive, which would be good. And yeah, it's just, you know, one of the things that I wanted to do for like a while has always been like, not that like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you know, we're on the breadline certainly not, but at the same time, certainly not sorted. Certainly not, like very like just middle class. No like, oh, like absolutely sorted. No, not at all. But then no, like, you know, which is almost sometimes purgatory, because I think when you're in that middle ground, there's no reason for you to be successful. It's like, yeah, like you can just coast around a little bit. And, you know, if you see success stories online and you listen to podcasts, you never hear anyone from a middle class family being successful. It's always like either obviously upper class, you're already sorted, or lower, because there's a desire to have more because you don't have it. So it's like you want it because you don't see it and have it, like your mum, your dad. So there's more of a drive and hunger, and you can listen to podcasts. You don't need to listen to me. Listen to all of them. They even say it's a superpower, like being from a family that don't have a lot, because you need more. You have to make it work. You don't have to if you're from middle class. So it's always been something to almost cultivate. But you know, it's nice. It's nice. You know, again, like I said, not that you know it's needed, but I think the older you get, the more you realise like what your dad and your mum do for you. And like when I was younger, like, yeah, I mean, let's just say I was probably one of the worst behaved kids. Not in terms of like rude, I was never rude, but I was very, very cheeky, like very cheeky. I'd always wind people up, still do to this day, like whether that be throughout school or parents and stuff. But, you know, it's good to be able to be at a stage where it's like, no, hang on a second, no, you're not paying for this, you're not doing that. No, I don't care, like that's not how it works now. You know, you've done enough, which is nice, and it's just the beginning. But yeah, got to shoot now.
There he is, Wild Geary. Geary!
But before we even ask him, we'll just get the honest truth from him.
Yeah.
What are you actually on for the Airbnb offer?
What, right now?
Yeah.
Like, just like 2 and a bit.
2 and a bit?
Commission.
What, British?
Yeah.
So what's that in US? Like 4K?
Yeah, something like that.
When did you start? 25th?
Well, really, it started when I got back from holidays, so like about a week ago. Actually.
Yeah, it took 4K in 7 days, not bad.
With a few deposits.
How are you finding the offer? Truthfully.
It's fucking horrible. It's
Why?
absolute hell.
Why?
Just
Why?
the audience. I'm not going to say why.
Yeah, not going to say why, but that's what you get. B2C BizOp. I'm not going to say. I mean, you'll find out once you start closing. B2C BizOp. You haven't got the most sophisticated prospects. We'll just say that. Right. Okay. Just a quick update, people. Just quickly having to grab my bag because I want to go to the sauna after. Yeah, quick update in terms of where we're at with the client launch. Where are we at? We're at £180,000. Yeah, £180,000 for the partner so far. And what, we are 5 days? 5 days in? Yeah, 5 days in, £180,000. So what's that, 250,000? $250,000 US collected in that time period. And also, bigger update as well, Hugo Sadler, who came on board Capital Closer 110 days ago now, just hit 20,000 in a single month in commissions, literally just today. Jack Scott is also going to hit 20k in comms today, and so is Tom Fenney, 20k in comms today. That's 3 guys in the same month, 20,000, and we're just getting started. Hit another record month for Capital Closer and sales leaders and me as a whole, which is good. But again, I don't really focus on the numbers anymore. It's more about just all the other stuff, and they just come as a byproduct. But I'm gonna get in the gym now and catch you in a bit. Right, just to show you all, as you can see, there it is, 20k in a month, hit in 109 days.